This is the Dan Le Batard Show with the Stugotz podcast.
New NBA super team. We'll get to that in just a second. I have 8 bold NFL predictions courtesy of the FPI, Football Power Index. We'll get to that. Mike Ryan.
Yes, sir.
How was your dress rehearsal?
Oh, the most electrifying 5-0 Week 3 preseason game you'll ever see. And I'm not being hyperbolic. This was actually the sentiment from most of the nation. How could 5-0 be entertaining? It could be entertaining with incredible defensive line play, amazing storylines with injuries to starting quarterbacks who then return to a preseason game. Baker Mayfield looking good, then Baker Mayfield getting killed behind a second unit of an offensive line that was getting pounded by a ferocious Eagles Super Bowl champion defensive line that smelled blood in the water. Baker Mayfield throwing a pick, yet the Cleveland Browns hang on for an electric 5-0 victory, a shutout win over the Super Bowl champions. 2-1 in the preseason.
I think I'd rather hear Stugotz do play-by-play of SportsCenter.
We don't have it on. I mean, what a dreadful game. And you texted me you were a nervous wreck that Tyrod Taylor had injured his thumb. And I was like, hey, Baker Mayfield, good, you get Baker.
Something happened during this game that I'm not proud to admit because Tyrod is a stand-up dude. He's proven himself to be a good leader. He has done nothing. He was awarded the starting job when the Browns traded for him, and he's done nothing to lose that. Baker Mayfield's looked very good. I've gone on record, I want to see Baker Mayfield. But Tyrod is better for Hugh Jackson in keeping his job. I understand that. I want both quarterbacks to succeed. I really do. But when Tyrod flew out of bounds on that 4th and goal attempt and landed on his hand-wrist area, and it looked really bad. Part of me, a large chunk of me, was excited because Baker Mayfield looked to be the Week 1 starter. I can't hide that.
Which chunk?
Yeah.
My first reaction wasn't, no, that sucks for Tyrod. Or Tyrod. I'm sorry.
Didn't his father come back and say it actually is Tyrod?
And he says his mom calls him by his middle name anyways.
And does Tygod sound as good as Tygod?
Let's go T-Mobile.
T-Mobile.
So T-Mobile goes down, and my initial reaction as a Browns fan who likes T-Mobile, this dude might be the best quarterback that they've had since they've returned to the NFL in '99. He might be.
Dun, 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 dun. Is that the T-Mobile sound? Dun, 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 dun. Yeah,
is it?
Yeah.
What's his middle name, Bill? Do you have it? Or
He said on Hard Knocks only his mom's allowed to call him that, by the way.
Yeah, so don't even...
we're not even
can't
allowed
even say it?
I won't
I'm not
say
talking
it.
to Jarvis.
No, I'm not saying
I just
it.
want to know what...
But I got excited for Baker. My first instinct was to get excited that, yes, Baker Mayfield's going to be my starting quarterback, not, oh no, my starting quarterback just went down, poor T-Mobile.
He got you 3 points.
Yeah, Baker looked good. Baker, before that interception, which he got crushed, he was under fire the entire time he was out there, led us to a huge 3-point drive while T-Mobile was in the locker room. Massive 3 points.
Points were at a premium, I mean. Yeah.
So his middle name is even more difficult to try to pronounce.
Don't
say
only
it.
his mother.
I learned my lesson already. Don't say
it.
I see you about to say, do not say it.
Do not do it. Do not do it.
Am I not saying it because only his mother can say it, or am I not saying it because it's difficult to pronounce and I'm going to get it wrong?
Jarvis said that only his mom can refer to him by that name.
All right, let's talk about Jarvis for a second, because I don't know if I want to listen to what
You were
Jarvis
not
has
listening
to say.
there, Stugotz. We're talking about T-Mobile.
Oh, sorry.
Oh. So
by
Jarvis
the way, I
didn't
am
say that
tired of-
only Tyrod Taylor's mom is allowed to call him by his middle name, which is...
Jarvis didn't say that, but it's the only thing he hasn't said because the guy will not shut up.
Smooth.
Thank you.
What's your problem with Jarvis Landry?
That he won't
Oh,
shut
my
up.
goodness. Did you see this one? This Elizabeth Merrill wrote a story on ESPN.com about Jarvis. And Jarvis's brother suggests... Actually, he didn't even suggest. It says here, Jarvis Landry's brother, who also serves as his manager, says he inquired recently about the possibility of putting an image of Landry on a giant banner that would adorn the sign of the Sherwin-Williams building in downtown Cleveland. Yep, the same building on which LeBron James's iconic 10-story banner hung before he left for Los Angeles. Jarvis Landry is trying to take ownership of Northeast Ohio, and he's a possession receiver.
Not in Todd Haley's offense. Bless him.
But
I'm sorry, he's a blocking receiver.
But, Mike, with LeBron gone, possession of Northeast Ohio is up for grabs.
It's up for grabs.
It is. It's up for grabs.
And I know we're in Miami. Landry is insanely popular in Cleveland. The Browns fan base absolutely loves him.
Right.
They love him because he's their best player currently, even though Josh Gordon's working his way back. And once Josh Gordon actually gets out there on the field, I think we know who the most talented Browns receiver is. Oh, yeah. But that speech in Hard Knocks, Browns fans adored him anyways before that because of his quotes. Browns fans see that as the reason why they were losing. They didn't have that presence in their locker room. Now, it may be a put-on because this Jarvis Landry is new to us down here.
That's a reason for all the losses?
Wait until they see that first game where he has 8 catches for 6 yards.
And last night in the dress rehearsal against the Super Bowl champs, he was targeted 10 times and he pulled down 3.
3?
Yeah, he pulled down 3. That's not great. That's not
Jarvis-type numbers.
Not the greatest ratio.
So 3 catches, 2 yards?
Why have the Browns become America's team all of a sudden? All 3 preseason games have been nationally televised. 2 on the NFL Network, 1 with Fox. Joe Buck doing a Browns game? I don't think I've ever seen Joe Buck and Troy Aikman, a number 1 team, doing a Browns
Well, you've got the number 1 pick in Baker, and you've got to go all in before, if this happens, not predicting this what happens, but before they turn into still a terrible team and collapse, you got to go all in now. Then you can just let them die away.
Yes, while there's intrigue and interest in the team.
It's kind of like the Knicks every season.
I learned last night that Carlos Hyde is a Cleveland Brown.
He's looked good. Guys, they're good players on this team now.
Yeah.
They're good players.
Listen,
Myles Garrett is a terror.
If Josh Gordon plays this year, I mean, there was this one picture earlier this year, and he was I think in a T-shirt, and he just looked ridiculous. Like the fact that this guy, he looks like he is the most threatening safety of all time, and yet this dude's playing receiver.
Oh, Gordon?
Yes,
Gordon's too big for that position. He's way too big for this position. He's good at David Boston himself, honestly.
Think so?
He's way too big, and he's still super fast.
Mm-hmm. Like the one time he played, I mean, he was that big when he played the 14 games and led the NFL in receiving, was he not?
He wasn't this big.
I don't remember.
No, he wasn't this big. No, he's gotten, I would say that he's probably 15 to 20 pounds bigger, honestly.
Wow.
But there are good players out there now. Yeah. And it should go without saying, a team that's won 1 game over the last 2 seasons, I haven't seen many of those. And they
only one direction.
Mike, they should have good players. They
out.
have a top 3 draft pick every year.
These players, they stick out.
Who?
Jarvis Landry sticks out.
He does?
He does. Myles Garrett sticks out. Joel Bitonio sticks out. The quarterback play is sticking out. Carlos Hyde, he's not running 4 yards and falling down like Isaiah Crowell.
What stuck out about 10 targets and 3 catches yesterday?
I mean, before that, David Njoku is sticking out.
Mike, it was 5-0.
5.
Over the Super Bowl champs.
Good point.
In the dress rehearsal. You see how bad the Super Bowl MVP looked last night?
Speaking of the champs, Nick Foles is the worst quarterback to ever win a Super Bowl. Is that fair? Put it on the poll.
No, he won an MVP.
Nick Foles is the worst quarterback to win a Super Bowl.
No, Foles was really good in that Super Bowl.
Dilfer was way better than Nick Foles. I'm not fine in the Super Bowl. Foles was good, but career-wise, Dilfer was a lot better. I mean, Dilfer dimes, Mike.
I don't know what you say with that.
You just read the Sports Center. That's all you do. Dilfer dimes, you, Sports Center.
Got it.
I just saved hundreds of dollars by switching to Geico. I should have done this years ago.
Disclaimer, traveling back in time is physically impossible unless you know how to build a functioning time machine. Then by all means, travel 25 years back in time, switch your car insurance to Geico. You could save a bunch of money. While you're there, please prevent your younger self from wearing that sleeveless tuxedo t-shirt, parachute pants, and glitter high tops to your senior prom. And at long last, rectify this horrible crime against nature. Geico is absolved of all liability if you destroy the fabric of time and space.
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more.
Don Le Batard.
People have told me before, when I was younger, that I looked like George Clooney. I'm serious. When I was younger.
Stugotz. You have a booger in your right nostril.
So does Clooney.
This is the Don Le Batard Show with the Stugotz on ESPN Radio.
You guys want the 8 bold predictions for the NFL season. Are you interested in that? I'm talking to the shipping container. You guys interested in that?
Are you kidding me? We got anything else to do? We might as well.
I mean,
Football Friday?
I mean, do you guys have any NFL bold predictions? You don't have to say them right now. You can think about it for a minute, but I have them courtesy of the FPI, the Football Power Index. FBI.
Yeah, I do. Do you guys? But I want to go after the FPI.
You want me to give one FPI and then one shipping container bold prediction?
Sure.
Okay.
Billy, you got one?
I got one.
Guillermo's got one.
All right, so we'll start with the FBI, though, right? I'm going to work my way down. Okay, number 8. These are bold predictions from the FPI. The Jets will draft Ed Oliver or Ed Olivia.
Uh-oh.
You know what that means.
You're picking number 1 overall.
We're picking number 1 overall. Oh. Yeah. That is one bold prediction. The Jets are going to be lousy. I mean, FBI, do a better job.
Not just lousy, the lousiest.
The worst.
Got to make you sad.
The worst.
Why would it be or Ed Olivier? It's very clearly Ed Oliver. There isn't an I after the
I
D.
thought I saw an I after that V, but now that I'm looking at it again, you're right.
Looking
It's
at
Oliver.
it with both eyes.
Eddie-O. Anyway, what is your bold prediction, Guillermo?
Frank Gore is going to be a Pro Bowler.
Because everyone else will say no. All right, number 7. The New Orleans Saints defense will revert to its old ways.
What does that even mean?
I don't know.
Are the old ways the good ways and they won a Super Bowl, or the old ways the ways that make Drew Brees have to score 40 points every game?
I'm not certain. Just they're reverting.
That is bold.
Yeah. So the Saints defense going to revert back to the Saints defense. Bold prediction, shipping container?
Khalil Mack will be traded to the Green Bay Packers.
Wow.
This trade will help propel the Green Bay Packers back to a Super Bowl.
Wow.
Wow. So he's made 2 predictions in there. Are you willing to make a third and say whether they will win said Super Bowl?
Aaron Rodgers, Super Bowl MVP, Packers Super Bowl champs.
And I have great news. This year's Super Bowl MVP is going to be joining the show next week. How about that?
Aaron Rodgers?
Yes.
Whoa! Suey week?
Yes.
And Aaron Rodgers?
Yeah.
And Dan's back.
Yes.
Can we reschedule? I'm not here.
What are we most excited for? Suey week, Aaron Rodgers, Dan coming back.
Suey week. Suey week.
Suey week.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Suey week, because Dan's going to ruin the Aaron Rodgers interview.
if he comes on.
No, it's coming on. It's coming on. I got confirmation.
No, I know. But if.
Of course he's coming on.
Yep. We get him twice a year. That's it.
Yep.
Number 6, FBI.
When's he
Bold
coming in to
predictions.
co-host?
Guest co-host? I don't know. I'm still working on that.
Yeah.
By the way, the Tiger Woods has the same agent, and I'm very close to getting Tiger Woods on. But I don't think Tiger wants to talk to Dan. I think Tiger's happy talking to me. I'm serious.
Yeah.
Too dangerous with Dan. Me, fluff. I mean, that's what the guy said, man.
Only one question for the Batard guy. Stu, the rest is you.
He's like, Stugotz, you'll ask what I tell you to ask him. Dan won't ask him anything I ask you guys to ask.
That's got to make you feel
And
good.
he's right. Yep.
Second most or most recognizable name in sports? Only wants to talk to Stugotz.
What's the safer route?
Big time.
Yes. Number 6. You guys are going to laugh at this. The Ravens will make the playoffs. The Ravens.
Get out of here. Wow. I mean, it's a rare sight to not make the playoffs for John Harbaugh and those Baltimore Ravens, right? Last year was a bit of a misstep. It doesn't happen often in John Harbaugh. The Ravens are a team that perennially are in the playoffs, and they were actually still in it towards the end of the season, weren't they? Despite the down year.
They were, yeah.
That's not that bold.
I know. The Jets being bad and the Ravens making the playoffs, not very bold.
They kind of hover around mediocrity every year, and that gets you into the playoffs sometimes.
Right. You guys got one back there?
It actually has to do with my prediction. Oh, yeah. Lamar Jackson will be the starter in Baltimore by week 4.
Wow. Week 4. Wow. So an 0-3 start, and then Lamar Jackson catapults them to the playoffs.
No, 1-2 start, but that one win, not very impressive.
Okay.
I got a bolder prediction than Chris's prediction. I'm going to one-up you.
All right, well, hold on. I got number 5 from the FBI here.
All right.
Okay. The New York Giants will regret passing on first-round quarterbacks. How about that? A little shot at Eli Manning from the FBI.
They're going to hold a press conference acknowledging their regret.
Yeah.
Here's my bolder prediction than Chris Cody's.
Uh-oh.
Joe Flacco will be benched early in the season.
What?
But it won't be for Lamar Jackson. It'll be for Robert Griffin III.
Whoa!
Who will promptly be injured.
Whoa!
And then Lamar Jackson will carry the Ravens
what
to
an
the playoffs.
unnecessary addendum.
They'll still make the playoffs?
They'll still make the playoffs, and it'll still be Lamar Jackson getting there.
Wow.
But the initial move will be to RG3, not Lamar Jackson.
That means John Harbaugh, Coach of the Year, right? If that plays out. If it plays out exactly like that, right? I mean, 3 quarterbacks still make the playoffs? All right, here we go. Number 4. I love this one. The Bills will be awful.
What?
FBI, the Bills will be awful. Not as bad as the Jets, but awful.
So it's bold that they'll be awful, just not as bad as the Jets. And this is FPI, which is the Football Power Index?
Yes.
Aren't they supposed to work on numbers?
I guess, yes. Anyway, Roy, go ahead.
The Browns will finish the season in the hunt thanks to your comeback player of the year, Josh Gordon.
Whoa!
Wow. Do they still even have that award?
Wow.
What does in the hunt mean? Every team's in the hunt.
Wow.
They will finish just outside of the wild card.
Roy is better at this than the FBI, is he not? Who's better, Roy or the FBI? Put it on the poll. Here's number 3. Jimmy G and the 49ers will not have a winning record. Will not have a winning record, according to the FBI.
And it is rather bold. A lot of people fancy the Niners this year.
Yeah.
I've got another bold prediction.
What?
Big step back for the Jacksonville Jaguars this year.
Wow.
They are going to regret keeping Blake Bortles.
Wow.
I think I got one. I think I'm in on this.
All right, you're next. Hold on. Yeah. Number 2, FBI, okay? The LA Chargers, will win the AFC West.
Woo!
How about that?
Wow.
Phillip Rivers. How about that?
And nobody wants to see it.
Bold.
I got a nice, exciting defense.
Spicy.
All right. You ready?
Yep.
I think I got this.
Okay.
Deshaun Watson will be in the conversation for MVP.
That's not bold. That's not bold.
In the
That's not bold.
conversation.
He's already in the
on.
conversation.
That's not bold. That's not bold.
It's more bold than the Bills are going to be awful.
There was a playoff team last year. Deshaun Watson was very good.
It's
when
more
healthy.
bold than the Jets are going to have the number 1 pick.
You can't.
You can't have a bold prediction that says in the conversation.
Yeah, that's
I thought that's what the game was.
Roy's wasn't bold either. You guys gotta
Roy
say
said
things.
in the hunt. In the hunt and in the conversation.
Hey, Roy predicted Josh Gordon comeback player of the year. That was a bold prediction.
That's a little bold. In the hunt, not bold.
It's bold that he thinks Josh Gordon's going to play all the games.
Be outside the wild card spot.
All right, I got a new one.
There you go.
And it's going to trump Roy's, okay?
You want FBI's number 1?
Yeah. That's a good. And then Izzy goes.
All right. There will be a Super Bowl rematch.
What?
Rematch!
From last year's rematch or a rematch
That
of any
means
Super Bowl?
the 2 teams that played last year are going to
from
play
last
again in
year.
the Super Bowl this year.
Not any Super Bowl rematch. Last year's
I was
Super Bowl
going
rematch.
like Chiefs Packers from way
Yeah.
back.
So it's more bold to say that the 2 best teams of last year are going to be good again than to say what I said earlier.
Yes.
Okay. All right, I've got a new one. Ready? The Indianapolis Colts will be in the hunt for the playoffs, and Andrew Luck will win Comeback Player of the Year.
That's terrible. You don't know how to play this game at all.
Should I show him how to do it?
Go ahead and do it.
So bad by him.
There'll be enough quarterback injuries in the NFL this year, a lot of injuries, that I am telling you,
Oh, no.
Whoa!
Colin Kaepernick will be watching Tim Tebow play quarterback this season.
Don Batard.
Mike, for some reason, I saw you in the room there working on what I thought was your Andrew Luck. I wasn't sure. I walk into the room, and of course, what they're talking about is who in sports would you call to rescue your life if you were in a threatening situation and feel like you were going to actually be rescued. And so he's working on his Andrew Luck. So let's go ahead and play it out.
Stugotz.
Well, not something I want to do, but absolutely it'll save your life. Rappel down this cave, neutralize the threat, secure the perimeter, and, get you back to your beautiful wife. Happy wife, happy life. Jack Doyle.
This is the Dan Le Batard Show with the Stugotz on ESPN Radio.
ESPN Radio is presented by Progressive Insurance. The Dan Le Batard Show with Stugotz is brought to you by Pennzoil Synthetics. Taking synthetic motor oil performance to a whole new level. Make the switch to Pennzoil Synthetics today. And now your SportsCenter update. Tiger Woods finished the first round at the Northern Trust at even par. Boston Celtics star Kyrie Irving was given the Lakota name Little Mountain by the Standing Rock Sioux tribe Thursday. Irving's late birth mother is a member of the Standing Rock Sioux tribe. And finally, the internet famous man known as Paul Flart, the security guard who went viral for recording himself farting at his desk for months, is now looking for a new job after his boss's son caught wind of his viral fame. Hey, just a reminder, if doing your deck is on your to-do list this summer, put new Valspar stain on your shopping list. That way you can get all-weather protection and more inspiring color. Valspar Exterior Stain only at Lowe's. For all the latest headlines and information, tune into SportsCenter on ESPN Radio all throughout the day.
NBA Super Team, we'll get to it. Urban Meyer out of the news cycle already. That was quick.
It was.
Yep, we're done. Yep. We're on to Odell Beckham Jr.
What? He deleted years of text? What? Nope, let's move on.
And what was the question that First Take was asking earlier, guys? I mean,
yeah,
Urban
great.
Meyer, it was that quick, out of the news cycle, because, and this is how you know Urban Meyer's out of the news cycle when First Take is asking this question. What was it again?
Should the Browns consider firing Hugh Jackson right now after a 5-0 win over the Super Bowl champs in the dress rehearsal?
They just beat the Super Bowl champs. I mean,
would you consider firing him right now?
Almost as ridiculous as this statement from Stu, right when he was talking about that, is when he said Nick Foles, yeah, he won a Super Bowl, yeah, he won playoff games. Nick Foles showed his true colors yesterday in a preseason game.
I mean, that's the real Nick Foles.
Yes.
Yeah, a couple interceptions.
Never mind all the pressure and all the, success that came in the more difficult games.
That wasn't Nick Foles.
This is the one.
Yes. I mean, 2 interceptions, 2 fumbles, just a complete wreck. You had a funny question as it relates to George.
Well, we were talking
relates to George Clooney
in the local hour when you were driving down. We were from Georgia. We were discussing Pat Riley and his hair, and what it means that he no longer dyes it, and is it just sort of him settling and sort of sinking in for this home stretch, if you will, of his career. And it made me think of George Clooney, because George Clooney was a guy who you'd always say, he looks really good for his age. But now, I think he just looks his age. I don't think he still looks good, don't get me wrong, but he's 57.
Right.
And he looks like he's about 57.
Yes.
And so when does that happen? I thought if you look good for your age, you look good for your age forever.
Put that on the poll, Guillermo. Does Clooney look good for his age, or does he just look his age? Because I'm with you. Right now, how old is he?
41.
You look good for your age right now.
You're 41, dude?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You got it going on.
Right.
It freaks me out every time I look in the mirror. I'm like, when is it going to start turning? When do I start looking like
Soon.
I'm in my 40s?
Yeah.
I'm sure it's right around the corner.
How old are you?
I am 45.
You don't look terrible.
No, you don't.
Thank you. I'll take not terrible. I'm Blaine Gabbert. I mean, I'm good with that.
No, you look your age.
I look my age. I'm starting to... See,
I go 42.
No, at 40, at 41, people said, hey, how old are you? 40, 41. Hey, you look great for your age. I'm not getting that as much anymore. So, Izzy, to answer your question, very, very soon.
It happens.
But you're in better condition than I am. So it might last a little longer for you.
I think it more happens in the face than it does in the body, right?
And you went gray early, so there's kind of like a question, how old is he? Because he's always looked the same.
How old is he?
How old is he?
People ask constantly, does it look like I dye my hair blonde? People ask constantly whether I dye my hair blonde.
You went gray so early and it was shaved down that it actually kind of looked like it was a choice, sort of like Cisco.
Yeah, Cisco.
I get the Cisco thing a lot.
Right.
It drives me nuts.
Yeah, sorry.
Hey, top five hair at ESPN, Chris.
Number 3, I believe.
Number 3.
And it's strong. You shave it by choice. There's no entradas. There's nothing going on there.
Your hairline is very strong. And you know what I just noticed?
What?
Cheekbones on fleek. Eyebrows are incredible.
Oh, man.
You have an incredible jawline. And hold on, smile.
Yeah, great.
Look at that. Whoa.
Right. Yeah.
Perfect bite.
Very good.
Chomp down real quick.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And your nose is nothing to,
Nothing to sneeze at?
Nothing to sneeze at.
I can tell you what happened to Clooney, by the way.
I just got a full facial breakdown by the guys. That's pretty good.
Marriage happens. Clooney stopped caring. That's it. He is not a free agent anymore. Marriage, that's what happens. Marriage happened to George Clooney. It happens to the best of us because there was a time when everyone said I looked exactly like George Clooney, but they no longer do. I just look married. I mean,
now you look like a young George Clooney.
Right. Now he looks like me. I mean, who do you think looks best for their age at ESPN? Like, how old is Will Kane?
Well, here's the thing.
Because I think Izzy right now is... It's got to be Izzy, no?
Izzy looks fantastic, but I was stunned to find out Will Kane's true age.
What is it?
Oh, wait, hold on.
I'm not. I feel uncomfortable revealing it.
He's got to be
Is
in his
he 19?
30s.
He's 28. He's 28.
I feel uncomfortable.
No, he's 47.
He looks. It's.
Wait, can we guess?
No, 31.
Can we guess?
54.
Let me ask his permission. if I can.
Just
It
go
was
to Wikipedia.
shocking.
Yeah, can we Google this?
I don't know. Maybe is that information available on the World Wide Web?
If it is, we say it. If it's available, we say it.
If it's not on the internet, respect the privacy.
It's not on his wiki. I can tell you that.
Offline.
All right, we can't say it.
What if it's not on the wiki?
Treat it like Tyrod Taylor's middle name. If you can find Tyrod Taylor's mother, then she can say Will Kane's age.
Did you guys know that George Clooney was the highest grossing actor in Hollywood over the last year?
Yeah, but that's cheating.
Yeah.
How?
He hasn't even made a movie. He directed one flop. But you know how he made all this money? He made $233 million selling his liquor company, Casamigos Tequila.
Well, that's not acting.
But he's in Hollywood. He's part of the group.
Him on that motorcycle with his annoying friend. Are you talking about that? That tequila?
I would.
He also made $6 million just on old stuff he's done, which is great.
Stuff.
Oh my god!
Mm-hmm. I do have the age of Will Kane here, by the way.
Wow, there's conflicting reports on the internet.
Uh-oh.
I mean, I have it at famousbirthdays.com.
All right, I'm texting him. I got the dots immediately.
Okay, I love the dots.
Yeah,
I do.
I said, hey, dots right away.
Famousbirthdays.com.
All right, so I have it. So
are you on there?
Hang on.
famousbirthdays.com?
Can I reveal your...
If Will Kane's on there and you're not, we're going to have a beef with this website.
Stu, how do you feel when you see the dots and then you don't get a response? It's like they were typing something, but then they changed their mind.
Yeah.
All right, so I said, hey. He said, hey, can I reveal your age? He says, of course. Now I'm going to say, what is your age?
What does the internet say, Stu?
Okay. Well, hold on. You want to guess?
I would guess Will Kane is 36.
Does he look good for his age? Just answer that first.
Will Kane, if this is accurate, looks exceptional for his
62.
age.
I have confirmed the age of Will Kane with Will Kane.
According
to Will Kane.
Okay. Roy?
41.
41.
Wow.
You want to venture a guess
I'm
here?
looking at like the corners of his eyes. Oh, and I'm looking at a really older picture of him. Oh, I'm going 44.
Wow. He would look incredible. He would look incredible if he were 44.
Oh, yeah. The only reason I even guessed that high is because of the old picture that I saw where he looks younger.
The beard is a good look for Will. I see a picture of him with no beard and longer hair. The beard it's working.
Yeah.
Stugotz, what age did you find on the internet?
I found it famousbirthdays.com, which I'm not on, by the way. Outraged. 43 years old.
Wow.
That is Will Kane's age.
He looks good. Not as good as Izzy, though. Izzy looks better for his age, I think.
Yes.
He'd look better if he was 62, but...
Dan Le Batard.
America's fastest growing sports show.
Stugotz.
Because when you start from zero and you have one viewer, you're growing fast.
This is the Dan Le Batard Show with the Stugotz on ESPN Radio.
Guests on the Dan Le Batard Show appear via the Shell Pennzoil Performance Line. Get in touch with us through the 1-800-Flowers Twitter feed at Le Batard Show at Stugotz790. Surprise a friend or loved one today with a bouquet from 1-800-Flowers.com. When you order a dozen multicolored roses for only $29.99, you'll get another dozen absolutely free. Go to 1-800-Flowers.com/ESPN.
Tim Kurkjian going to join us in about 10 minutes here on the Shell Pennzoil Performance Line. Are we playing Izzy or is he not?
We did that. We did Izzy or isn't he yesterday.
Oh.
Yeah, we're coming up with a completely new game today.
Totally new. Completely different.
Totally
Israel
Right.
or is fake?
That is totally
real
different.
or is fake? Yes. Okay. What time are we doing that?
Is real or is fake?
Okay.
Noon hour.
All right. Noon hour.
Noon Eastern.
Are there prizes involved? Is there a correct or not correct? Anything like that? Or is it just going to be more of the same, just me saying things?
No. You'll either be right when you say is real or wrong.
Great. I'm excited.
You can also say is fake.
Okay.
Take your chances.
But I don't know when is fake.
Here's an example. Well, I'm not going to give you a sample question, but we're going to give you a series of stories, and you're going to have to guess whether or not the story I'm telling you is real or is fake.
Ooh, I like that. Can I play along or?
Yes.
I can. Very exciting.
You think Dickie V looks good for his age?
Oh, 100%. Well, do you know his age? Did we tell you?
Okay. Yeah, I mean, no, you did.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do know. It's.
Does everyone in there know the age of Dick Vitale? Roy, how old do you think Dick Vitale is?
Izzy just said it's 70.
Nope. He looks like he's 70. He's 79.
Wow, not bad.
I think Dick Vitale's our winner.
He struck me as a good 64.
Are you sure you're not looking at older pictures? He looks like a solid 78 to me.
Oh, no, I think Dickie V. If I look like that, first off, I'll take 79 right now. Sign me up. Secondly, if I look that good at 79, I'd be thrilled. Dickie V looks great.
He does look good.
It's been a
just
tough
like
couple
George
of years
Clooney
on Dickie V.
looks good.
Yeah,
he just looks like a good-looking 57-year-old.
Yeah.
Just like Dickie V looks like a good-looking guy in his late 70s.
Right.
Do former ESPN employees count? Because we got a good nomination on Twitter.
Who do you have?
Robert Flores, Roflo.
Get out of here.
48 years old.
Get out of here.
He looks good.
Get out of here.
Roflo's got a little bit of a baby face going on.
How old is Herbie? People are saying Kirk Herbstreit. Everyone nominating Kirk Herbstreit. Oh, my God. I think it's Kirk Herbstreit. Oh, my God.
Is he in his 50s?
I think it's he wins the Herbie. He wins the Herbie. And it's amazing that Kirk Herbstreit. Do you guys know the age yet? Have you looked it up?
Yeah, I refuse to believe this.
It's wrong. It's inaccurate.
Actually,
there's no way.
He did play college football. You can track this down from when he played college football. This is just hard to believe. He looks incredible.
Bill, you want to guess?
I saw. Chris doesn't know.
Tell me. I need to know.
How old do you think he is?
Kirk Herbstreit, okay? He is the face and voice of college football for this network, and he is a handsome devil. All right?
And he's kind of, this is going to sound bad, okay? This is going to sound bad. He's kind of let himself go a little bit, right? He's a little bit of a family. He's got a little bit of a dad thing. This is adding to the compliments.
Wow.
He's very much accepted his dad responsibilities. Let's put it that way. He still looks great for his age.
That's not how compliments work.
Here's what I'm upset about, man. He looks better for his age, at his age, than I do at mine, and I'm younger than Kirk Herbstreit.
Of course, you don't take care of your body, and this is a former collegiate athlete who looks incredible.
Can someone tell me how old he is? I'm going to Google it if you don't tell me.
Hurry up, man.
Take a guess. I mean, it's part of the game.
47.
Wow, that's a lot higher than I would have guessed.
Yeah.
Well, because Stugotz said he's older than I am. What am I supposed to do when after he says that?
Yeah, I did. All right, guys. NBA Super Team coming up next. Kirk Herbstreit. 49 years old.
You get right out of town.
Every week during the baseball season, ESPN's premier baseball insider joins Dan and Stugotz to drop some hardball knowledge and take your calls.
2 + 2, I'm going to undress you. 3 and 3, you're going to undress me. 4 and 4, we're going to freak some more.
Here is Dan Batard, Stugotz, and Tim Kurkjian on ESPN Radio.
ESPN Radio is presented by Progressive Insurance. Small business protection just got easier with more than 30 coverage options available. Progressive has you covered. More at progressivecommercial.com. Guests on the Dan Le Batard Show appear via the Shell Pennzoil Performance Line. And now your SportsCenter update. White Sox pitcher Michael Kopech acknowledged Thursday that he posted racist and anti-gay tweets as a 17-year-old and said he has since deleted them. Giants pitcher Derek Holland issued an apology Thursday, a day after he appeared on the television show Intentional Talk, which airs both on ESPN2 and the MLB Network, and spoke in a mock Asian accent. And finally, Aretha Franklin left no will or trust, according to her attorney. Under Michigan law, the assets of an unmarried person who dies without a will are divided equally among any children. The same fluids that make your car, yard equipment, and motorcycle engines run can also create deposits that reduce their performance. Gum Out Multi-System Tune-Up helps restore performance and fuel economy. Try for yourself. Buy 1 bottle of Multi-System Tune-Up at Advance Auto Parts. You get Carb and Choke Cleaner free. For all the latest headlines and information, tune into SportsCenter on ESPN Radio all throughout the day.
That's a tough one, man. I've read that a few times.
Carb and Choke Cleaner.
It's a doozy.
Free.
It's a doozy. Tim Kurkjian joins us every week. We love him. He takes your phone calls, 786-456-4837. That is 786-456-4837. We'll get to baseball in just a second. I missed Timmy while I was on vacation. I really did. I missed him a lot. Tim, you didn't miss me, did you?
I always miss you, Stugotz. So, yes, I miss you and the whole show together, but good to have you back.
All right, perhaps that will change in a minute. Are animal crackers cookies or crackers, Tim?
They're cookies. They taste too sweet to be a cracker.
Tim Kurkjian, diner guy? Are you a diner guy?
I'm sorry, a what?
A diner guy. Do you frequent a diner? Like, has Tim Kurkjian ever sat over
diner.
a plate of fries and gravy at 2:30 in the morning at his local diner?
It's been a long time since I've done that, but I love diners. I don't have much of an opportunity to go anymore. We don't have any of those in my neighborhood, but yes, I like diners. Usually breakfast late is what is the best part of a diner.
Where do you place your napkin when you eat, Tim?
Great question.
Always on my lap. I just can't put it around my, coming out of my neck. I know people do that, but I look stupid doing that. I look stupid doing a lot of things.
Who looks good wearing a bib like that?
So it goes on my lap no matter what.
Timmy, we're just these are discussions we've had all week, so just bear with us here. We'll get to baseball. We'll get a ton of calls in a second. How much do you spend on a haircut, Tim Kurkjian?
Usually between $16 and $18.
Nice.
I have 2 places that I go. Look, I don't care what I look like. I do, but I don't. So I'm not going to go get a $50 haircut when I've got a big bald spot on the top of my head and I'm 61 years old and I'm not very attractive anyway. So I'm not going to waste money on a haircut.
What? You're 61 years old?
They do a good job.
Yeah, you look great.
Man, Tim's on the list.
Yes. What do you tip, Tim? $16 to $18 haircut, and what do you tip?
Well, 16, you just give them 20, but because it's easy. But I'm always a 20% guy, if not more. It's a haircut. So if it's 18, sometimes I'll just give them 25. If it's 16, I'll give them 20 or maybe a little more.
That's a tough spot, man. Like, if you don't have singles, and if you give them the 25 the one time because you don't have singles, you don't want to ask for change, then you expect it every single time.
That's right.
You're done.
Yeah, it's tough.
It's time to go back to the 60.
I think Dominique Foxworth ruined all this, Tim, because he gets a $20 haircut and leaves a $20 tip. So he's making us all look bad. Yeah, making us all look bad. Timmy, give me the team here, and we'll get to the calls in a second. I want 2 teams. The team that has surprised you the most, the postseason right around the corner, it really is. The team that surprised you the most this season, you weren't expecting anything, and they've given you a lot more, and the team that's disappointed you the most thus far in Major League Baseball.
Well, I think the A's have been the biggest surprise. Even though the Phillies and Braves are way better than I thought. The A's, I saw them in spring training. I loved their offense. I didn't think they could possibly pitch well enough, especially out of the rotation, to be a playoff team. And now I think they're going to the playoffs with the way they hit homers and now pitch out of the bullpen especially. And somehow they've cobbled together a rotation. So a lot of surprise, good teams in baseball. I'll pick the A's as first. A lot of surprise disappointments, but I think the Nationals have to be first. They're a 500 team right now. I thought they would win this division easily. I didn't think the Braves or the Phillies were as good as they have been, but I really expected a lot more, injuries included, from the Nationals.
All right, let's go to Thomas. Thomas, go ahead. You are on with ESPN's Tim Kurkjian.
Last night, Joe Mauer, Tim, got second most hits in Twins history. Between Joe Mauer, Torrey Hunter, Johan Santana, and Joe Nathan, which Minnesota Twin will be considered the best out of those 4 guys?
Santana, Maurer, Torrey Hunter, and who's the fourth? Sorry. Joe Nathan. All right, yeah. I'm going to say Joe Maurer will be the best of those four Twins because, well, along with Torrey Hunter, he's going to probably spend more time there than anybody else, and longevity's really important. He won batting titles as a catcher. He's a borderline Hall of Famer. I'm going to say Joe Maurer is the best of those four.
Let's go to Sam. Sam, go ahead. You're on ESPN Radio.
Hey, Tom. If you were invisible, would you still wear clothes?
Yeah, I'm really uncomfortable when my clothes come off.
But Tim, no one can see you.
Nobody can see you.
No one can
I know,
see you, Tim.
You can't even see yourself.
But I would no. If you're invisible, I think you can see yourself. Nobody else can see you.
Really? Is that how that works?
Put it on the poll. If you're invisible, can you see yourself?
I'm thinking you can see yourself no matter what. So I'm not looking at myself. I'm not good at that.
I mean, but it's so much more comfortable just walking around in the nude.
And you're not invisible when your clothes are on. And you're just, walking clothes.
Yeah, but I got to have my shoes on. I've told you guys.
That's what you want to cover up? That's what you have a hard time looking at is your own feet?
No, I want to cover up everything. But for comfort, I have to keep my shoes on because my shoes are always on. I told you this, unless I'm in the shower or in the pool or in the bath or in the ocean, my shoes are on because I don't want to break a toe, and I guess you could break a toe if you were invisible. I don't want to break my toe from bumping into a couch and missing something because my shoes weren't on. I'm very much in the minority on this, but I'm way more comfortable with my shoes on.
What if you go to a place where it's tradition to take off your shoes? Like, isn't that traditional in places like in Japan or whatnot? Do you just refuse?
No, I've never been to Japan, and if somebody were to tell me you need to take off your shoes when you come in the house, then I'm taking off my shoes. I'm not going to make the host or hostess uncomfortable because I have my shoes on. And if my shoes are a mess, I'm not going to wear them in somebody's house or anywhere else. I'm just saying for comfort level and safety for me, I'm a very cautious guy. I'm wearing my shoes.
So if we ever do figure out how to become invisible, if you see two shoes and a pair of boxers floating around, that's Kurkjian. Kind of low to the ground.
Shoes and a pair of boxers. And it's like Pittsburgh Pirates boxers.
And there'll be a T-shirt on with the boxers and the shoes.
Oh, God.
At least.
I love you, Tim. Let's go out to Todd. Todd, go ahead. You're on ESPN Radio.
Hello, Tim. I'd like to ask you if you can own any prop from a movie or a TV series, what would it be and why?
That's a good question.
Oh, boy. A prop from a movie or TV series? God. Well, Field of Dreams is my favorite movie.
Of course. Wow, there's a lot of things. Yeah, there's a lot of things from that movie.
So a cornfield is not a prop.
No. But that Volkswagen that he took across the car, is that a prop? Is a car? I don't know. Like that Volkswagen, he picked up James Earl Jones?
I'm sorry. I always have an answer for you guys, but I'm stumped because I'm not real great with movies or TV shows.
Because you're always watching baseball. Right.
All right. Get Smart is my favorite TV show ever. It's the greatest comedy ever.
Shoe phone.
I have maybe the shoe phone for Maxwell Smart or the Cone of Silence. How about that?
Cone of Silence is a good one.
Very
so
good.
Under this hypothetical, all these things actually have to work the way they did in the movie. Because that's endless list.
Yes.
Wow. Right. There's so much of that stuff worked in the TV show. So that was my favorite TV show ever, and always will be.
Let's go to Mike. Mike, go ahead. You're on with Tim Kurkjian.
Hey, Tim, in your opinion, who's the most overrated baseball player of all time and the most underrated baseball player of all time? Thank you.
Well, this is tricky. I think Stan Musial is the most underrated, even though he's an obvious superstar and everyone considers him one of the 10 best players of all time, I would think. And I still don't think he gets the credit he deserves because he was lost in there a little bit with Williams, DiMaggio, Mays, Mantle, Aaron. I'm not sure everyone appreciates how great Stan Musial was. Frank Robinson would be 1A on that list. I cannot believe how underrated he is, given what he did in both leagues for great teams, came to the Orioles and taught them how to win. Most overrated baseball player of all time. Wow, I'm not sure I'm good on this because I have such great value for everyone who's in the Hall of Fame.
Say it.
Matt Harvey.
Well, yeah, Matt Harvey is a pretty good choice. I'm still not sure why there's still so much interest in him when he just hasn't pitched very well for 3 or 4 years. But to make him all time, I think that's a little.
How about Strasburg? Strasburg? Kershaw?
Yeah, I thought Strasburg would be better. Kershaw is not overrated, given his regular season numbers are ridiculous. And I see what you're saying, Stugotz, but this is tricky with overrated, underrated when it comes to all time.
Bryce Harper, maybe.
Again, 25 years old. I think we should wait a little while on that.
Let's go to Parker. Parker, go ahead. You're on with Tim Kurkjian.
Hey, Bill, if you could only have one breakfast for the rest of your life, what would it be?
I think it would be a sesame bagel, toasted sliced cream cheese, Diet Mountain Dew. That'll carry me through for a long time.
Diet Mountain Dew in the morning, huh?
Well, I don't drink coffee. It's my only vice. I really like it, and I'm hooked anyway, so it doesn't matter.
All right, Timmy, we love you. It's nice to speak to you again. I missed you, and I know your words at the beginning of this segment were insincere, but it's fine. It's fine. I'm okay with it. We will talk to you next Friday, my friend.
Okay, Stugotz. See you, Izzy. Take care.
Go put some clothes on, man.
I just saved hundreds of dollars by switching to Geico. I should have done this years ago.
Disclaimer, traveling back in time is physically impossible unless you know how to build a functioning time machine. Then by all means, travel 25 years back in time, switch your car insurance to Geico. You could save a bunch of money. While you're there, please prevent your younger self from wearing that sleeveless tuxedo t-shirt, parachute pants, and glitter high tops to your senior prom. And at long last, rectify this horrible crime against nature. Geico is absolved of all liability if you destroy the fabric of time and space.
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more.
Don Le Batard.
Metal nets have to be right up there with, like, ice skates as the most dangerous things that people do to play sports, right? Because you know that the people that are buying those metal nets are largely kids. And if they have a hoop that they lower, it's like at 7 feet tall, and they're just dunking on them. And you know the fingers are getting stuck in those nets.
Stugotz.
In track and field, the gun they shoot off, that's kind of dangerous now.
It's not an actual gun.
I don't think
it's a starter pistol. It doesn't shoot anything out.
I know it doesn't actually shoot a bullet. Nothing comes out of it?
No.
Just the sound.
Sound, yeah.
This is the Don Le Batard Show with the Stugotz on ESPN Radio.
I'll get to Lorenzo and our Lobos Fantasy League in just a second, plus NBA Super Team. And I know Urban Meyer's out of the news cycle already. 12 hours after the... 24 hours, let's say, after the decision came down that he'd get a 3-game suspension without pay. Gets to come back September 2nd, gets to prepare his team for the second and third game, but cannot coach his team for the second and third game.
What's the difference? Can they hire him as a preparer?
I mean, he probably does more work during the week than he does actually on game day, right?
Yeah. I mean, that's feels like 75% of the coaching.
In looking at the report that the committee put out, and the New York Times did a very good job in just kind of giving you the important stuff, Cliff Notes. It is insane to consider the fact that a group of what you would think are responsible adults, Israel, conducted this investigation, put out this report after they announced Urban Meyer would get a 3-game suspension. After. I would have liked to seen that thing before. Obviously, they did that for a reason. But if nothing else, there was a conversation between Urban Meyer and someone on his staff where Urban asked, this is on record, it's in the report, where Urban asked, how do I go back and delete all my emails and my text that are over a year old?
First of all, that sounds so old.
Wait, but hold on. Then the committee went to check his cell phone and his computer, and they couldn't find any text messages or emails that were older than 1 year. They could find a single one, and they put, very concerning.
Very concerning.
How does this man still have a job today? Someone explain to me.
I mean, he did everything he needed to do to dodge those whatever details of his contract that have him fired by cause. You can't prove that just because you deleted those texts that there was anything incriminating there.
I mean, I can't.
Nope, can't prove it.
I mean, there have to be records of deleted text and emails and all that stuff, is there not? I mean, they took, how long did the committee take to conduct this investigation? And they couldn't figure out or find out or get any sort of records of deleted text and emails?
The punishment looks really light, just on its surface, but also
Terrible.
compared to that of what some of the players get. AJ Green got 4 games for selling his own jersey. Todd Gurley, I think, got 4 games for taking $3,000 or something in that neighborhood. The UNC kid selling shoes and whatnot. And I think one of the main differences here is that there is someone, an agent, a management team, attorneys, fighting on behalf of Urban Meyer. Urban Meyer has the resources that AJ Green doesn't have when he's going through his situation.
And what would you say, if you were to say it succinctly, Urban Meyer got suspended for? Like, what is the panel's final say? He's suspended for X. Nothing, right? It's just kind of suspicion and dirty things. Like,
Still
it's just,
don't know.
we kind of feel like he did something that wasn't great.
We
so
got to
we're
do
gonna
something
suspend
here.
him.
We got to do something here.
Yeah, for his handling. For his handling of the situation.
Because he misremembered, because he's on these
optics.
But I want people to think about this, okay? An investigation where 3 of the members are Ohio State trustees. And what they concluded is that Urban's on he's on too much medication and has memory issues, and he was too engulfed in football to remember to tell the truth at a press conference, which is just laugh out loud funny. And they couldn't piece together Urban's conversation with someone on his staff about how to delete text messages and emails, and went to his phone, and those texts and those emails that he asked how to delete were no longer there. They could piece any of this together. I mean, think about this. It's comical. It really is. It is comical, and this committee should be ashamed of themselves. They really should.
Kirk Herbstreit was doing SportsCenter Hits after the ruling, the verdict from the internal investigation in the Ohio State University came out that it was going to be 3 games. And he had a pretty inspired idea of, I think what we'll see in football change is some of these programs might hire a former FBI agent to do all of these things that Urban Meyer was supposed to do, because it is fairly absurd that this is within Urban Meyer's jurisdiction. That's one of the things that can change from this situation. That's probably one of them. And I was thinking to myself, that's a great idea and all, but more resources for someone like Urban Meyer? Well, AJ Green has to just be at the mercy of the NCAA's
More ways to protect
ruling.
himself.
By the way, Nick Saban is doing that thing you wanted Jim Harbaugh and his assistants to do. Nick Saban, I mean, right on the heels of this. Yeah, we got compliance meetings every week. Like, he is showing off. Hey, here's how we do it at Alabama.
Pretty soon he'll get more detailed and just talk about all the good things his assistant coaches do and their great relationships with their spouses. Yep. It's going to be amazing. Straight Talk brought to you by Straight Talk Wireless, nationwide coverage on America's largest and most dependable 4G LTE network.
All right, coming up next, NBA Super Team. I don't know if anyone's heard about this yet, but there's an NBA Super Team. It's brand new, and we're going to tell you about it coming up next.
Don Le Batard.
Is this a middle school show or a big boy show?
Stugotz.
It's kind of a middle school show.
This is the Don Le Batard Show with the Stugotz on ESPN Radio.
Israel is fake coming up at noon Eastern. We have, I think, probably the 2 worst trash talkers and promoters of an event in the history of sports. We'll get to that in a second. But what is Lorenzo doing? I mean, listen, Lorenzo is one of our TV producers up at D.C. We're not on TV this week. Dan gets back on Monday. Basically, when Dan's not here, 2 things happen. No TV, no Allison.
It's kind of funny the show's not pretty enough without Dan. Like, we're not good looking enough to get on TV because Dan's face isn't here.
Right. But we have our Lobos draft coming up, our fantasy football league. That I think most of us are excited for, right? Mike, you excited for this?
No.
Okay.
Super geeked.
Are you in it?
Oh, no, I'm sorry. That was my dreams. Sorry.
Oh,
yeah. Izzy started hosting on the reg after this whole Randy Scott development. Randy.
What do we do? You want to be my partner?
Who drafts for you?
Inferno.
Inferno?
Yeah.
I'm in.
All right, good.
40?
Yeah.
My way?
Yes. Sure.
If I'm the lucky charm, I get 60%.
You could have 60% of that trophy.
We need more people who are in this league who are willing to accept this trophy that's been in my garage.
I want the trophy, Mike. I want the trophy.
I don't think you do.
Okay.
I would go places with that trophy. I would go to the beach with that trophy.
It's a little broken because you can't fit it in a car. You need to transport it in a truck.
They take it to 11? Yeah, I think I could.
When is the draft? When are we doing this?
Tuesday. The time is a little mysterious right now at the moment. It's either at 2 or 3 o'clock.
At 2 or 3 o'clock. I'll still be 3 hours from my house.
So what is Lorenzo doing?
Well, he sent out, is this the draft order? I have the 14th pick, it looks like. I don't understand what he's doing. He just sent us a long email.
That's not the order.
What is it?
Lorenzo tries to get cute every year, and he can't just randomize the draft picks like every other league ever.
Right.
So he tries to, tie people to things. So, last year he tried to get everyone to pick a Little League World Series team. And, of course, he picked the best team immediately. And he was then trying to say the results of the games would decide the order. And then it's like, Lorenzo, but, how are we going to do that? Because there's teams eliminated. So is it first eliminated because there's other teams eliminated in this? It was this whole confusing thing. And I think they ended up just randomizing it. So then about a week ago, he said, you know what? Or a couple of days ago, he tells me, you know what? I think that what I'm going to do is I'm going to attach every team to a horse in a horse race.
Oh, God.
And then how that ends is and I'm like, Lorenzo, that's a terrible idea. Just stop complicating things for everybody. Just pick random order. Just put it in a thing, put names in hat, whatever, like everyone else. So he sends this thing, and it says random.org, and there's 5 paragraphs before it, so no one wants to read it. So we're all assuming, oh, wait a minute, this is the order. He did a normal thing, like people do. We just put our names in a thing, and randomly this is the order. And then you read more, and it says your horses, and you realize he did the stupid horse thing. So apparently today at 6 o'clock or race 10 or so, I don't even know. At some point today there's a horse race, and we're all connected to these horses. But that's assuming all these horses are going to actually race in this race.
But does anybody get to choose their horse? Because I would think that the person who won the league last season would get to choose the horse first, and you work your way down the list.
That's logical. Of course, that's not the way it was done. He randomly assigned numbers, and I guess the number is what lane the horse is. I wish he could call and explain it, but I just don't want to hear his voice.
Do not.
I don't want to hear his voice.
Do not have him call in here. I am telling you, the only person more annoying than Lorenzo is the other TV producer, Charlie.
Well, that's the thing. I thought Charlie was the commissioner of this league. So why is Lorenzo even doing this?
No.
I'm super confused as to who's running this league. It seems like the two of them are doing something up there in Washington that just makes everything difficult for everyone else involved.
My horse's name is Fireball Run.
Wow, that's a good name. That is a great name.
Is that
for
a
horse.
favorite?
Stugotz, your horse's name is War Agent.
War Agent.
Well, not bad.
Oh, man, that's good.
That sounds like a Triple Crown winner.
But here's the thing about the horses. So 13, 14, and 15, they don't have a color in their number. So are they racing or are they not? I mean, War Agent is 20-1 odds right now. Yeah. But I can't tell if they're racing or not.
Sounds like the agent.
I see. So it's the 632 race at Gulfstream.
Yeah,
it's race 10.
Okay.
I'm Ted Quito, by the way.
Ted Quito. Is Dan going to be there watching the races?
No one's going to watch these races. Lorenzo's like, you can watch it online at 6:30. It's like, Lorenzo, who's going to be doing that? Who's going to be watching these races at 6:32?
Dan is Judge Hudson.
Greg?
Of course, Randy's horse is one of the favorites. Randy.
I mean, seriously, how did he get in this thing?
I'm Sweet Tea Jack. That's the name of my horse.
Yeah, you're picking last.
Mine's called Giant Dilemma, which is perfect. It's very fitting. I don't believe that was random.
What was Dan's horse again?
Judge Hudson. Which sounds like a slugger.
20-1, Judge Hudson.
Well, and what's Greg's horse? It's his league. What's Greg's horse?
Calypso Deep.
It's 7-2 is the favorite, I'm assuming, right? 7-2.
That's Mina.
Dynamic Dancer.
That's Mina's horse. So Mina and Randy seem to have the horses that are the favorites.
Who's Randy?
Let's keep listing names of people in this league.
I got to be honest. I'm going to watch the race.
No, you're not.
I got to give Lorenzo a little credit here on creativity. I'm going to watch the race. There's a lot at stake here.
I don't believe you, but in theory, it's not a terrible idea.
Your horse isn't even going to run.
Well, how do you know?
He doesn't have a little color underneath his number.
Do we have a backup plan in the event that happens, or?
He said that Miss Patty is a substitute. But if more than 2 horses don't race, then we don't have a plan.
14 horses seems like a lot for a race, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's kind of normal.
Okay.
Listen, I don't want to go from war agent to Miss Patty. I feel like I got the winning horse right now. Miss Patty's the losing horse.
Miss Patty actually has better odds, 15-1.
Oh, Miss Patty, let's go!
Miss Patty sounds very entertaining.
What are the odds on Ted Quito?
12-1.
All right, not bad. Let's go Ted Quito.
Who is the favorite to win this?
The favorite is Mina, I think, with Dynamic Dancer, and then Betamax.
That's the favorite.
No, 7-2 is better than 2-1, isn't it?
No.
No, man.
Oh, no, it's 3.5 to 1.
So who's
2-1's the favorite.
All right, 2-1 is
Sarah Spain.
Oh, of course.
That's, I mean,
Yeah, that makes sense.
this all seems rigged, to be honest with you.
Do you think Lorenzo went through the races and tried to match up the most sort of horse names that would match up with the people in the league and pick that particular race? You think it's that involved?
Well, he's a Star Wars dork, and he gave himself the Dawn of Solo.
I think he just picked the
that's
race with the most horses in it. Who knows, man? This guy is not logical. I don't know how he makes any of these decisions.
You want to go to Gulfstream with me? I'm going to go now. Watch it live. Anyone in? 6:32?
An occurrence? We should have an occurrence
I'll
there?
go.
Yeah,
I'll go if you go.
I'm in if you're in, Bill.
6:30
Yeah.
at Gulfstream?
Yeah.
You have to pay to get in?
I don't know.
Mark me down as definitely maybe.
All right. Okay, good. Mike, yeah?
I'm shopping for golf clothes.
More.
Demand once more money.
Mike's going to wear 18 shirts tomorrow.
Yeah.
One per hole.
One.
I can't wait for tomorrow.
There are 18 holes? It's a lot.
That was a 9-hole course. You got 2 shirts per hole.
Allison thinks that she has Miss Patty now, but she doesn't. She has Porta Ponte.
I like the idea. I think it's a good idea by Lorenzo.
Oh, wait,
Fun.
no. Porta Ponte might have been disqualified already.
Oh,
so she might have Miss Patty. Oh,
Whole
here
thing's a
we go.
disaster. I mean, Lorenzo. Terrible idea.
Don Batard.
It's an opinion question. I gave you my answer.
Okay, but you're wrong.
Oh.
Stugotz.
I don't respect your opinion.
Okay.
This is the Don Batard Show with the Stugotz on ESPN Radio.
Exciting news, guys. Exciting news. 15 minutes away from Israel is fake. And there's an NBA super team. How about that? Israel said to me, now, this is all he said to me during the break. These are the only 2 things he said to me. I want to talk about Mike's nipples. And Mike owes Fat Chris an apology.
Yeah, so it's a couple of conversations that we had in the last couple of local hours that we never really got around to in the national hour. And for the first one, Mike, it's not necessarily your nipples specifically, except you tell the story of them so well. And I'm curious if there's a golf community out there that really has the same issue that you do, which I would allow you to explain.
I put it out to Twitter, and a lot of people are agreeing with me.
Okay.
The golf shirts. A lot of money is poured into the research and development of these golf shirts because they're climate cool, they're dry fit, you're out in the sun, and they actually do a great job of wicking all that moisture off your body.
Wick.
Yes, and giving you a nice breeze while you wear something that's known as semi-formal. However, the drawback for all this technology being poured into your shirt is you might as well not be wearing a shirt for your nipples because everyone can see them, and sometimes they actually accentuate the really bad features of one's nipple.
Even the darker colored shirts?
Even the darker colored shirts. Right. I went to a sporting goods store yesterday, and I pulled 20 shirts, and I can only purchase one that my nipples looked okay in. And this is because of all the new technology in these shirts. I could find a shirt by some off-brand that's not one of the 3 main golf manufacturers, but I don't want to do that. I need to coordinate.
Right.
If I'm rocking my Adidas shoes, I'll rock Adidas shorts and Adidas polo and Adidas hat.
You went Puma last time, I think.
I went Under Armour.
Oh.
Under Armour shoes. I messed up. I went white Nike belt. Not fully coordinated, but I wanted to correct my mistakes of previous times where I was out there not matching at all. So I got an Adidas outfit for this time, but I tried all the outfits because, hey, I could always get new shoes. It's not a big deal.
I mean, the white belt was just classic. The white golf belt.
White belt is coming back.
I mean, Mike, listen, he was the best dressed guy at my golf course, and he did have the white belt on. He shot a 119 on the front 9.
I don't understand the thinking of if I don't look good in this shirt, it's the shirt's fault. Like, if you, Mike Ryan, put on a thong and your butt looks bad, it's not the thong's fault.
There are shirts, like the one that I'm wearing now, that my shirts look imperceptible to your eyes.
Right.
You can't see my nipple.
Nope.
There are plenty of polo shirts that I own in which you can't tell what my nipple looks like.
Can't you get a bigger size, though?
Yeah. I wear an XL. A double XL is I'm just hiding in a shirt. You can't see me at all. Like it's too big for me.
New suggestion. You wear whatever shirt that covers your nipples properly, but you also then play in a thong.
I have an update. 3 horses have already been scratched from our race, so it's not going to work out.
I mean, get out of here already.
Ted Quito?
I don't know the 3, but there's not enough horses racing anymore.
Is more agent there? I mean, what do you just make plans to go to the race? What do you mean? All right, Chris, scratch the plans, okay? I will not be there now.
So the center part of my nipple, the part that goes out, actually goes in because when I was younger, for a time in middle school, I was a little heavier set and it stretched my nipples out, and that's where I just store fat, people. Got that Cuban blood stored in my chest and butt, okay? That's just how I'm built.
Mm-hmm.
All right? And it's not a good look. It actually makes me look in worse shape when I put on a shirt than I would if I just completely removed my shirt. And this is a huge problem in the golf community. Stugotz, you can attest that these golf shirts, they're so thin that you can just essentially, you know exactly what everyone's nipples looks like on the course.
I really can't, to be honest with you, because, no, I mean...
You have good nipples. You never notice.
I have good nipples, and if I had that issue, I'd probably go an extra size bigger. I don't tuck my shirt in, so the shirt's not as tight against my body as yours is. Mike likes to get dressed up. But most of the people at my course are more like me than like you. In fact, most people in life are more like me than like no one takes the dressing, getting dressed for golf this seriously.
You're taking
not even
nipples,
Ricky Fowler. No one does.
You're taking your nipples for granted. But people who aren't gifted with nice-looking nipples, they notice all these things.
If only we were on... This is why we're not on TV when Dan's not here, because there's too many people on the show playing with their nipples as we talk. You also owe Chris an apology.
Is this the orange and green thing?
Yes, it's the orange and green
No,
thing.
I don't.
Orange and green, as you said yesterday in the local hour, makes brown.
It does.
And we all kind of agreed and said, you know what? It kind of makes sense. You put those two together, it resembles... It creates a color that kind of resembles brown. And Floyd and Sales on Twitter took 2 dips of color, 2 fingertips, dipped one in green, one in orange, rubbed them together. It looked more orange.
I saw that video.
Yeah.
He used more orange, and the green that he used was extremely light. That wasn't your traditional green.
He did not use more orange.
That was not your traditional green.
The green was a very deep, natural green. You look at that color, it says green. You put together orange and green, it turned into a more greenish orange.
We're not doing this. We're not doing this.
You called him an idiot.
Several secondary colors.
Apologize.
I'll apologize for calling you an idiot, even though you display the behavior of an idiot. But that was mean for me.
You are displaying the behavior of a Stugotz and not admitting your failure.
War Agent was scratched?
Good news, though. Lorenzo said he might substitute this with Highlight.
There's a highlight squad playing at Magic City that's consisted of all former Canes. Tanar James, Nate Webster, former quarterback Kenny Kelly. They all play highlight now.
Are they called squads in highlight?
I'm not sure.
Excellent question.
Kenny Kelly's playing highlight?
Highlight's super confusing.
Usually a highlight team is either one person or 2 people.
Yeah, 2, but they all wear the green and orange shirts. They're a crew. There's a highlight Hurricanes crew out there, former players. Nate Webster had a nice little career in the pros.
Pro football or pro highlight?
Well, he's having both now. And by the way, I've heard Tanar James is an absolute stud out there. Won my boy Cowboy Carl a lot of money.
Dominating the fronton?
What's his strength?
Cowboy Carl or Tanar James?
Either.
Agility?
Huh. Good one. Way to sidestep that question.
That was Cowboy Carl's.
How about Kenny Kelly?
Inaccurate passes to the other team.
NBA Super Team next. You decided that on your own. That's a you choice, not a me choice. It was a me choice, an us choice. We'd be eating wings every day. We'd both have blue. We'd be slathered in blue cheese, both you and I.
We'd be slathering it on each other.
Yes, that's my dream.
This is the Dan Le Batard Show with the Stugotz on ESPN Radio.
Israel is fake in 15 minutes. That Paul George story where the Lakers...
Oh, sorry.
where the Lakers are upset.
Yeah.
Don't you think Paul George kind of saw the writing on the wall there and just said, yeah, I'm going to stay in Oklahoma City?
I mean, that's exactly what he said. He said, hey, I felt like I'm going to give this another run. I don't want to waste your time. I'm doing you a favor. And they got mad. Would they have preferred he wasted their time? Because if he wasn't going to change, if they weren't going to change his mind, then what's the point?
Right.
Yeah.
Plus, you have Paul George, and you're limited in what you could do moving forward, right?
I mean, if
there was a team out there that perhaps wanted to, an organization that wanted to try to put together another super team, Paul George might get in the way of that, no?
If another, or you're saying if the Lakers were?
Yeah. If just any old team in the NBA wanted to put together a super team, and that any old team also happened to have LeBron James on it, wouldn't signing Paul George defeat the purpose? Like, that would get in the way of them creating that super team, would it not? Because you can create, I don't think you can have a super team if Paul George is on your team. That's my point.
I guess that's what you're saying.
Yeah.
Right. Because they
your
tried
team's
one
not
last year.
super if Paul George is on
He's
it.
not even Chris Bosh worthy because, like, the Heat or a super team.
If Paul George is your fourth best player, then you have a super team.
So the Warriors have raised the bar.
Correct. Yes.
Is Paul George better than Klay Thompson?
I don't know. Mike?
No.
There you go. That's how I do it. You ask me a question, I ask Mike. Whatever Mike says, that's my answer. You got any more questions for me?
I got a question. Are we going to play Is Real or Is He Fake?
Mike?
12:15.
There you go.
Okay.
Any more questions?
Those are all my
no
questions.
sports questions? Anything? Just anything.
I mean, do you think that he's better than Boogie Cousins?
Paul George?
Yeah.
Mike?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Anything else?
Any other sports questions? Do you think that Carmelo Anthony will start in Houston?
Mike?
Nope.
I hate this segment.
Yep. Phil and Tiger. Phil's leading, by the way. Northern Trust. He's the leader right now. He's at 8 under par. Yeah, Phil
Where's
doing
Tiger?
Philly-type things. Tiger hasn't teed off yet. He's even par. He's 8 strokes off. You were making me laugh before during the break because I'm pretty certain we have found the 2 worst trash talkers in the history of sports, the 2 worst hype men to build up a big event. Is Tiger and Phil have this big event coming up, and it's pay-per-view, and it's in November. And I don't think a lot of people are going to watch it. I don't. I just don't think people are interested enough where they're going to, spend their hard-earned money to watch Tiger and Phil play for $9 million, right?
Yeah, if Tiger hasn't won anything going up to it, and, that's the big draw is, hey, he's going to beat Phil. I don't know if that's going to get out of attention.
If you had Tiger final round of a major with a lead or a share of the lead or a stroke back, and you decided, hey, let's make this a pay-per-view event, everyone would buy it.
Totally.
But not for this. Not for this. But these guys are doing their best.
Well,
Tiger and Phil to try to hype this up so you, the public, will buy this golf match.
Let's revisit some of the audio of some of the smack talk that's being done around ESPN's Michael Collins. First, Phil.
For many years, he's gotten the better of me, but Friday night, it's going to be the easiest 10 mil I've ever made.
Okay.
And now, Eldrick.
Yeah.
Phil started the smack talk early, saying that it's going to be the easiest $9 million that he's made. And you were talking about how this is like a boxing match. Do you see maybe a press conference where there's some smack talk back and forth? And how's your smack talk game?
I think I'm a minus 180 right now. That's all I'm going to say.
They couldn't even get fake laughter.
I mean,
minus
seriously.
180.
We're arriving at a point where these guys are so bad at this, I might not pay for it.
And I'm pretty sure Phil's being fed these lines because he's using I bet this is the easiest blank million you'll ever make on both sides. Because on Twitter, and this is why Phil joined Twitter. He got paid the Pablo Torre money to do these tweets on Twitter. And so he signs up on Twitter, and Tiger Woods with the promotion for the match, and he just says, "It's on" at Phil Mickelson. Don't know how long it came up. Took to came up with that one, right? And then Phil responded with, again, it's very confusing. Phil responded with, "I bet you think this is the easiest $9 million you will ever make," which is, I guess, him sort of building on the previous joke where he said it would be the easiest $10 million that he would ever make. So now he says, "I bet you think this is the easiest $9 million you will ever make," with a crying, laughing emoji, which nobody was laughing when they read that. And Tiger Woods responds with, think you will earn some bragging rights? Question mark with a trophy emoji. What does that even mean?
Oh, God.
What does that even mean? I'm guessing he's saying I got a lot of trophies. I'm not sure. And Phil Mickelson wrapping this up nicely.
Mm-hmm.
Let's do this with a thumbs up.
Oh, boy.
With a nice thumbs up.
That seals it. Not watching.
Stugotz, this match needs a promoter. A Don King-esque.
It really does.
You up for it?
I am up for it.
Somebody needs to throw a water bottle at somebody.
For the right price, I am absolutely up for this. Because, listen, the way you promote this thing is if you're Phil, you say, listen, $9 million, but I'm telling you right now, on live TV, we're both going to be 160 out, and I am going to bet Tiger like some ridiculous amount of money and kind of like a shame. Like we're going to have to dress up on the next hole in some sort of costume. Something
Red
like that.
panties.
That's how you build this thing up. Because that's what everyone wants to see. Tiger, red panties, 17th hole, just going at it. That's it. That's how you build up this thing. I'm telling you, they're promoting the wrong thing. First off, you have two terrible promoters. And yes, for the right price, I will promote this for them. In fact, I will reach out to a Tiger's agent because I'm close to landing this interview. But Dan can't be here for the interview. Because this agent, he's convinced I'm going to be his puppet. And I will be. I'll ask him whatever he wants me to ask Tiger. And I'll edit out any controversial answers that he gives. Dan won't do that. But I am telling you what people want to see. If you want to bring in the non-golf fan, they want to see these guys waging their own money and their own shame on certain shots. Like, tell me, Izzy, you're not a huge golf fan, right?
I'm a medium golf fan.
But if you knew kind of like the grid of death, where our punishments are, we shame ourselves on national TV. Mm-hmm. If these guys were 150 out, okay, and said, Tiger, they're on the 7th hole. Listen, Tiger, closest to the pin survives. But if you're not closest to the pin, on the next hole, you eat a cockroach.
Eat a cockroach?
Before you tee off.
What if you make...
Tell me that wouldn't bring people in. Guillermo, would that bring you into this golf match?
Nah.
What if Phil had to play an entire hole in a sports bra and no shirt?
So they're on the 7th hole, 150 out, closest to the pin. Hey, whoever loses this bet here, next hole, sports bra.
Mm-hmm.
What's so bad about that? I might do that tomorrow.
Demand once more money.
Billy, that wouldn't bring you in?
A cockroach?
I mean, just like, they're making bets on course. Hey, $150,000 closest to the pin, and if you lose, you have to shame yourself before the next tee shot.
How much is it do we know how much it is to watch?
No idea.
I'd rather watch Connor and Floyd just talking crap to each other the whole time. Like, I don't care about the quality of the golf. That doesn't do anything for me. I want the entertainment.
Right.
Every bogey, they have to remove a piece of clothing.
That's what I'm saying. Stuff like that. That's what I'm saying.
Grant, what's a bogey?
You're only familiar with triples?
The first time I went golfing.
You better bring your game tomorrow.
First time I went golfing, and about like 8 holes in, they go, "Oh, bogey!" I was like, "Bogey, bogey!" I got something. I've heard of one of those.
It sounds celebratory.
What are the worst birds that you can get? Because there's like an eagle and a bird. I'm more of like a pigeon territory.
Chris, you'll see tomorrow. There's, I think, the 11th hole. It's short. Okay, Mike, and he was serious. Should I use putter here? 104 yards. Okay, it's a short, especially in the whites where we were playing because Mike's not very good. Putter here, Stu?
You can hit it straight.
I could have gotten there in 3.
I'm a squeaky toy, and I've got one job, getting chomped on by this little ankle sniffer. So pardon me for feeling inept compared to Geico, who does so much more. Like, while I'm getting slobbered on, Geico is creating cool technology like their mobile app, which lets people pay their bills or file a claim. Plus, Geico is the fastest growing auto insurer for the last 10 years. Is it too much for me to ask for one more feature? Fast and friendly claim service like Geico, maybe? Oh, great. I'm getting buried again.
Geico. Expect great savings and a whole lot more.
Don Batard. Where's our trip to Mars, Musk?
Oh, you hear what he said about Mars? The first few people who go to Mars on his mission, SpaceX, whatever it is, they're probably going to die.
Stugotz.
So I want to have this writer on because I think I want to expose Elon Musk because I'm not credible enough to do it, but this guy seems to be my guy.
He seems to have facts. You want him to give you the facts that you can then be armed with to say, look, when we go to Mars, Elon Musk is going to kill us first.
Yeah. This is the Dan Le Batard Show with the Stugotz on ESPN Radio.
All right, guys, I'm very excited for this. It's a brand new game. We're going to debut it right now. I get to play along, which makes me happy. Is real or is fake? That is the name of the game. Scared me. All right, sorry. I stepped on the music. Is real, is fake. You're going to present a series of stories to Israel Gutierrez, Mike? Is that the deal?
And you.
Okay.
And you have to determine whether these stories are Israel or is fake.
All right.
First story. Scientists over in the UK have developed, after years of studies, a synthetic liver that can actually digest and process alcohol. It's a groundbreaking study that took several $1 million of funding from several intellectuals over in the UK. A synthetic liver. Is real? Is fake?
Oh, I like
it sounds
this game
too
already.
involved to be fake. I'm going to go with is real.
I'm going to go with is real as well.
Is fake.
Oh,
They
Has
give you
worked
the
really
number
hard.
of millions. They tell you 70 million or something, not many millions.
Yeah, that was a little bit. I thought he was trying to throw me off by saying that.
That, Chris, are you mad at me because I need to go opposite of Izzy?
You went opposite all day yesterday, and then the first one today.
My bad.
You don't have to. I'm just
My
saying.
bad. No, I'm fitting out. I'm not fitting in right now. Okay, let's go. Question number 2.
Local media in Wisconsin caught up with Devontae Adams' grandmother, who, back when he was young, used to call him Sweet Baby Jesus. And she told him after that vicious hit on Thursday Night Football, if you were a real man, you would have gotten up and finished the game. Is real or is fake?
Devontae Adams. I think that's is real. I think that's real.
I think I'm obligated now to go is fake.
But what do you really believe?
I think it's real.
Is fake.
Oh, I was right the first time. I should have trusted my gut.
Stugotz should go first sometimes. Like, it shouldn't always be easy.
Let's change
first.
that one up.
Me first?
All right, you want to go first? A British Airways stewardess has been suspended after a video leaked of her stripping off her tights and sniffing them while on the plane. Is real or is fake?
What airline? Do I have any questions? Am I allowed to ask questions?
That is a good question.
You can
Are we
ask
allowed
it.
follow-up questions?
British Airways.
I don't trust you anymore, Guillermo.
I'm playing in my head, just so you know. I'm winning 1-0.
Is real?
What was the airline?
British Airways. You think that if you ask me enough times, I'm going to say a different airline?
I'm going to say is real.
I'm going to go with Israel also.
Is real.
Yes, I think you're obligated to go is fake there, but that's fine. Okay.
I don't live by your rules.
All right, so it's 1-1 right now. You and I are tied up, one apiece.
Okay.
Did you get another
Winner
one
gets
right?
what?
No. I'll tell you what. How about this? How many more questions do you have?
I don't know. I got a lot here that I'm choosing from.
Mike, you want to include Chris?
Well, Billy has
Or does
2 points.
Does he know the
Billy's
answers?
Okay, yeah, you guys can all play. Yeah, I don't know why
here
we're
are the we have this big golf match tomorrow. Greg and Chris Cody, me and Mike Ryan, Izzy and his partner. Your partner's name is?
Anthony.
Who claims, I mean, he's never played golf before, but I'm telling you, he's going to be scratch golfer. Best golfer out there. Not just amongst the 6 of us at the club. And maybe on tour. Okay? So how about this? The winner here, amongst me, Chris, and Izzy, gets extra mulligans.
Whoa!
Each
How many?
player on the team gets 1 extra mulligan, and that is massive in a best ball game.
I wasn't
Okay?
playing the first round, though.
No, we're going to start over from scratch here. Okay?
Mulligan.
So, Chris, if you win, you and your dad each get an extra mulligan per 9. If I win, me and Mike each get an extra mulligan per 9.
Don't know what that is.
And if Izzy wins, Izzy and Anthony. Okay?
It's like a
Get an extra
bogey,
mulligan.
but better.
Okay. So let's start from scratch here.
Okay. Real estate developers in South Florida have secured a 28-acre plot of land alongside the Palmetto Expressway to become the largest strip club in the world. Is real or is fake?
Whew. That sounds too Miami. but I think that's something that's trying to throw me off. I'm going to go with real. Is real.
Is real. All right, so Chris, I didn't say is real. That's not my official answer. Fat Chris, go ahead.
Is fake.
I'm going to go is real.
Is fake.
Oh, man.
Son of a Billy.
Does Chris know the answers? Did Chris help put this together?
No, he didn't.
All right.
He didn't.
All right, so Chris has one. Me, I'm sorry, Mike.
Oh, this is a sad story.
I'm sorry for everybody who was hoping that was real.
This is a really sad story. This is coming out of the UK. A teen that was hiking alongside of a mountain had to be rushed to the hospital after being struck by a sheep that fell off the side of a slope. So the sheep was on the side of a slope, and it just fell out of midair and hit a teen that was hiking below. Is real or is fake?
Mike sounded too sad. It's fake.
Go ahead, Izzy.
I'm going to go with also it's fake.
Mike, this is big here because I need a point back.
Yeah, but this isn't the
I also
one.
don't want to go 2 points down.
Don't look at each other.
I will not look at you.
Is fake.
Is real.
Oh, that's fine. That's fine. We're all wrong.
Trusted my
That's
God.
fine. We're all
It's a
wrong.
sad story.
Damn. All right.
Have you heard of Movie Pass? This
I'm
Movie
tired of
Pass.
hearing about Movie Pass, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
She's figured it out already.
Is it an Elon Musk invention?
Admitting that this week's devastating
No,
quarterly...
this actually got done. It's not
Admitting
good.
that...
Sorry.
That's not a question.
Sorry. I said sorry, man.
Admitting that this week's devastating quarterly earnings reported necessitated tough decisions on the part of the company. MoviePass CEO Mitch Lowe announced plans on Thursday to increase profitability by no longer mailing out $200 checks to its subscribers. Is real or is fake?
I'm gonna go is fake. Is fake for me.
Yeah, I'm with you. I didn't really even understand that story, so it's fake.
I'm picking up points here. I'm going with Israel.
Is fake.
Oh, you son of a gun.
Yes.
So so far the best pairing tomorrow is in the lead.
Yeah.
Okay, so what's the score right now?
Chris has 2. I have 1. Izzy has none.
If we go back to the beginning, I have 1.
Yeah, we're playing. Well, then I have 2. So,
and I have 3, but I'm not playing.
No, Billy, you're killing me over there. Billy's trying to help me out. He's killing me.
Mike, I don't know how we rig this, but let's make sure we rig this, okay? Figure it out, okay?
Okay.
The last one's winner take all.
Talk to me in my headset.
This is the last one.
Talk to me, Goose.
Winner take all.
Oh, wait, is this the money ball?
Yeah, that's what Roy said.
All right, 5-point question here.
A man
Yeah.
who posed as his ex-fiance's dead mother in a bid to win her back has been sentenced. The 51-year-old bloke broke the terms of his restraining order when he sent Kay Wimbury a letter pretending to be the ghost of her mother.
That, Chris?
Is real or is fake?
They include the word bloke. I'm going is real.
Okay.
And now, how many... could it just be a small detail that's not correct and therefore it's fake? Or does the whole story have to be incorrect?
Is real or is fake?
Is real.
Fat Chris, what did you say?
Fake.
I am forced to go. Well, I'm forced. I have no choice. This is the last question?
Last
Moneyball?
question.
So the only way I can win this thing is by going.
I'm pretty sure Chris just changed his answer.
No.
He said is real.
Yeah, I said real. My bad.
I said real.
Timeout.
No, we have all sorts of controversy.
Whoa!
Chris said real.
What did Fat Chris say the first
check the
time?
tape?
Israel, that's my bad. The
said
second
real.
time it's my bad.
You're
I'm saying Israel.
You said you questioned if it said bloke in there.
Correct.
And then
That's
you
what
said
confused me.
Israel.
Israel.
Okay.
Final answer.
So you have is real. What did you take?
Same.
Well, I'm not worried about you because I'm beating you.
It's a winner take all.
So I have to go is fake because I have to. Yeah, I have to go is fake. Come on.
Israel.
Yeah. Oh man.
So does that mean that the Codys and I share the win? Because we both got the last question right?
Well, no. Fat Chris has 7. You have 5.
But it was also dubbed winner take all.
I answered first, so I get extra points.
But you changed your answer.
We're going to have to check the tape, too, to confirm that.
You want to play another game of
We
it?
might have to do a mulligan on the whole game.
Another game. Next.
Dan Le Batard.
Vladimir Guerrero is 7th in WAR in Nationals and Expos history.
Stugotz.
How many Expos are ahead of him?
Oh, easy. Gary Carter's first, then
kid.
Tim Raines,
Rock.
Andre Dawson,
Hawk.
Steve Rogers,
Raj,
Tim Wallach,
T-Wall,
and then Ryan Zimmerman, and then
Zim.
This is the Dan Le Batard Show with the Stugotz on ESPN Radio.
Let's go to JC, who is on a mobile phone. He's been on hold since Tim Kurkjian was on. Go ahead.
Hey, Stugotz, thank you. Tim, you're such a porn star for leaving your socks on. Love you guys. Miss Dan.
All right, thanks for the call. Open phones, 786-456-4837. That is 786. I don't think we've ever taken a call nationally on this show outside of our segment with Kurkjian and Ron McGill. You know what? It's Friday. It's August. There's nothing going on. We're coming off a Browns-Eagles 5-0 preseason game.
Electric.
And Urban Meyer's already out of the news cycle. So, with that said, 786-456-4837. You can call in, first time in show history. Now we're going to take calls nationally here, and you can ask us whatever the hell you want. How about that? That's how I'm going to do it here for this segment. 786-456-4837.
This was well planned.
You like that? How about that call from JC? I mean,
was he really on hold since Tom was on?
He has been on. He's been on hold since Tom Kurkjian was on. What is Mikey C complaining about, Billy? What is he? Because Mikey C, I mean, we gave him one thing to do this week and he couldn't get it done. So what could he possibly be complaining about?
Well, there's been a couple complaints he's filed throughout the show. He said that I was late sending him something. He said, I know that you weren't busy listening. The show's terrible today.
Yeah.
And then during the last game, he said, I have a new game for you guys. Is anyone still listening? So,
just the four people who have called in at JC.
I don't know what I think about this.
About what?
About his complaints being so out there.
Oh, Mikey C's only mad because Mikey C's not on the air talking. Mikey C's only upset because Mikey C is not getting the airtime that he thinks he deserves. I mean, that's it. I gave Mikey C so much airtime on our weekend show, and I gave him airtime yesterday. I asked him to get a smoke break done, and he couldn't get it done.
Yep.
Had he gotten it done, the show would have been better today. Perhaps the show would have been better today, but you couldn't get it done, Mikey C. That's on you. This show is on you. This lousy show is all on you and no one else.
Golf guy and fantasy football guy, and that's all we've done today on the show.
I can tell you what people wanted to hear was a smoke break. What happened?
Well, that I'll take the blame for.
Okay,
that one's on
What
me.
do people want to hear, Mikey?
Well, I don't know.
Go poke yourself in the eye.
What's the matter with him, man? We got a bunch of calls here. It's exciting. It really is. And they can ask us whatever they want. You good with that?
You think there's been a lot of people who have been sitting at home waiting and say, hey, this is going to be the day, every single day that they take phone calls and they've got questions ready for you?
Let's go to Rich. Rich, go ahead.
Hey, Stugotz, what do you think about Dead and Company not doing a fall tour? And don't you love OTL when he sings?
I do. I think he's great. I wish he would sing more. The Dead is not, well, they got Virginia this weekend in the Lock-In Festival, and then they're doing Playing in the Sand in January in Mexico, which I'm going to, taking my daughter Rachel for her birthday. I've been told perhaps she might get a chance to meet John Mayer. How about that? How about that? But she better be on her best behavior. Open phones, 786-456-4837. Let's go to Mike. Mike, go ahead. You're on ESPN Radio.
Hey, do you think the Vikings will win the Super Bowl this year, or is that just a wash, or do you think Aaron Rodgers is going to win it all?
I think Aaron Rodgers is going to win it all. I don't think the Vikings are going to win the Super Bowl this year. They had an opportunity last year. They didn't get it done. They traded away their quarterback, got a better quarterback, but somehow they got a better quarterback, and the team's going to be worse. I don't know. Go figure that one out. So I'm going to go with the Packers. Open phone, 786-456-4837. It's a segment we like to call Open Phones. Let's go to Jeremy. Jeremy, go ahead.
So good at this.
When is Stugotz Stugotz Day in Sioux Falls, South Dakota going to happen?
Yeah, you know what? They have offered me the opportunity to play around with John Daly. I don't know, and I think they have come through. I really do. I think they come through with a private jet.
Are you kidding me?
A private
jet. Are you
jet.
kidding me? You have the show to yourself for 4 days and you put it out to calls?
I can't believe Dan called
tired
in.
of firing Urban Meyer? You put it out to calls and did the laziest sports radio possible?
Let's go to Steven here on Open
Steven
Phones.
to carry our legacy of being the biggest sports show in America.
Steven, Open Phones.
You gotta be bleeping kidding me.
Hell out of here, Steven, Open Phones.
Thanks for calling, Dad.
Steven.
Filler
Phil or Tiger, who's winning?
Who's winning what? Oh, the match? I got Tiger. The match is over before it started. It's very hot in here, by the way. Let's go to very nice of Dan to call in. Very, very nice of Dan to call in from Parts Unknown. Let's go to Matt. Matty, go ahead. Open phones. Matt?
No.
Matt?
This is like a dream come true.
Yeah.
No!
Yeah, go. Go, Matt.
No.
Go.
Oh, I'm on. Oh, my God. You guys are amazing. Thank you very much for taking the call.
All right. Open phone, 786-456-4837. That's a good call by Matt. That's a good call by Matt. Let's go to, we can't do this.
Go to Andy.
Okay, we're going to go to Andy. Andy, open phones. Go ahead.
You can domesticate an animal. Which animal's going to be your sidekick?
Ooh, animal sidekick. Tough one. Animal sidekick. You had a thought there, Izzy? I'm trying to. What would be a good animal sidekick?
If you had an animal sidekick,
I'm trying to think of the smartest animal because I need smart around me. I'm not terribly smart. Incredible. Open phones. Let's go to Mark. Mark, go ahead. You're on ESPN Radio.
You guys may have already talked about it. I'm sorry. I've been working underground. Just got to stop. So I was wanting to know, do you think the NCAA will step in and overrule and make Urban Meyer serve more of a suspension? Thanks and God bless.
Where underground do you think he was working?
I don't know. I know the NCAA will not do that. That would mean the NCAA would actually have to do some work, and that's not happening. Open phones, 786-456-4837. I got a ton of callers here. I have no names, but I have open phones. Chris, go ahead. Chris, you're on ESPN Radio, segment we like to call open phones.
Hey, am I on?
Yeah.
Awesome. I just wanted to know what your thoughts on if dogs have such a great sense of smell. Why is it when they smell turds that it takes them forever to be like, whoa, that's a turd?
Stugotz,
that's all.
That's the guy. You're entrusting our legacy. Do your job, Stugotz. Don't let that guy do our job. Do you know how well they're paying you?
Let's go to Tim. Tim, go ahead. Open phones on ESPN Radio.
Stugotz, alternate solution for Super Bowl Saturday. President's Day should be conveniently moved to the Monday after the Super Bowl. Your thoughts?
Done. Like it. Awesome. Rack 'em. There it is.
Demand once more money.
That's simple.
Are we playing pool? Rack 'em?
It's hot in here, man. I'm sweating. Seriously, through my shirt. It's hotter in here than it is outside.
It's amazing to watch.
Open phones. Keep them going. 786-456-4837. I'm going to take a call right now. Can I take a call right now? One call. I just need one more. Can I do it? All right, let's go to line 2. Or line 3, excuse me. Open phones. Go ahead.
Work out. Let me get hard network outage.
Eric, go!
Stugotz, I want to get hard network outage, please.
That was a bad idea, taking one more. Just one more. Let's go to random call. Go. Go!
Yep.
You're on the air. Go! I hate you.
Don Le Batard.
It's Friday. I'm getting into the weekend. I want to get my drink on. Stugotz. We've got to open up the club. Open it. Open it. Open it. Now. What is the computer buffering? There it is.
This is the Don Le Batard Show with the Stugotz on ESPN Radio.
All right, I promise that's not the last you've heard of open phones. I can't do it now, but it's not the last you've heard of open phones. I want to start interacting with the audience a little bit more. I do. The national audience. I do. But that's up to Dan. And that means we won't. So next time Dan's off, we interact. Until then, it was nice meeting y'all. Let's close out the week. Izzy, thanks for sitting in this week. We appreciate it. It was a lot of fun.
No problem.
Let's close out the week the way we always do. Let's open up the club. Assortment of sounds from the week. Maybe you go a little bit further back. We don't have enough sounds from this week. But this is how we close it out every single week here on the Le Batard Show. Mike, who's first in the club today?
Get some new
I need a new segment. Get a new segment. Don't go out to the dumpster anymore with the cigarette.
That is Maury Povich ripping the segment I did on my weekend show with Mikey C.
Get some new. I need a new segment. Get a new segment. Don't go out to the dumpster anymore with the cigarette.
Stugotz Army, baby. Maury.
So we came up with a new segment. It's Open Phones. Who's next in the club, Mike?
I'm standing up and I'm telling you I am Warhol.
Who?
I am Shakespeare in the flesh. Walt Disney.
You know who that is, dude?
No.
Yep.
Nike.
What? Tell
Google.
me.
Google.
How,
Nike.
Sway?
Nike. I am Warhol.
It's somebody proclaiming he is Warhol. You don't know who that is?
I still don't know who it is.
You ain't got the answers. You ain't got the answers. You ain't got the answers, Sway.
Go tell me who it is.
Kanye West.
All right.
What's the name of your clothing line? We don't know.
Who else is in the club, Mike?
I think I'm a minus 180 right now. That's all I gotta say.
That is the comedic stylings of Tiger Woods. Just getting a huge laugh from the gallery there.
There's the best trash talker in the game.
It's going to be the easiest 10 mil I've ever made.
Guys are terrible at it. No one's going to watch this thing. Complete disaster. I don't know who's putting up this $9 million, but what a complete waste of money. Who else is in the club?
I done seen a lot of stuff and I done been in things. No. Calm down. Calm down. Stuff ain't how you think it is. Take a look around. Of course, Drake's in the club. Pump, pump, pump it up. Huh? Huh? French Montana in the house. Huh? Club is popping tonight.
Have you sang another song since?
Not on this show. I did on HQ.
Israel Gutierrez singing, everyone.
I done seen a lot of stuff and I done been in things. Huh?
Hammered.
Huh?
Who else is in the club, Mike?
You just think we just, whatever happens, we just another player.
Yeah, that's what we think. That's exactly what we think, because in the fourth quarter of a national championship game, you, out of your back pocket, pulled out the greatest quarterback in Alabama history.
You just think we just, whatever happens, we just another player.
What a way to birth a player.
I love Saban just holding up all the compliance and stuff that he does. Just shove it in Urban's face. Who else in the club, Mike?
Yeah, I would pop off.
Huh?
Yeah, I would pop off.
Who's popping off?
Yeah, I would pop off.
That's Randy Scott. Debatable whether or not he should be in the Lobos League. I think we should replace Randy with Izzy. How about that?
Yeah, I would pop off.